It's a safe environment. Every cloud is a silver lining, and if you feel isolated, you might feel isolated, another learner might feel safe. I've had one lady report back in the survey, she mentioned this point to over and over, she's not feeling confident unless she feels she's reached a certain point where she can't speak to anyone. I see this also in my teaching. I do have a site that I run alongside my face-to-face teaching, and there's an introvert student in my class, and you cannot get a word out of her, and she has the most quality posting. So it suits particularly introvert learners. Working at your own pace, if you've ever been at the bottom of a class or down the end, down the bottom, you'll appreciate that. You know, you can click through things that you don't know, or you just go and revisit things over and over until you've got it. So they are some of the advantages. I personally find it very engaging. If multimedia is used wisely, it can be an engaging way to learn. I think we all prefer the Cookie Monster probably to singing C's for Cookie over a teacher standing in front of a blackboard. It is about converging traditional methods with modern technology. That's really all it's about. I looked at the stats on our site, what's currently sort of actually popular on our site. We do have a lot of downloads for some of our grammar offerings and so on, and very grammar sort of specific stuff. But this is our #1 seller, if you like. It's a story written by our friend Barney Devlin from Canberra about 3 certain priests, and their shenanigans. Barney to me is a bit of the Spike Milligan of the Irish language, and that's where people spend a lot of time on our site. So we've got audio and video in there. It's basically it's an Irish booklet. That's all it is. Today's learners are demanding compelling interactive learning content and are looking for this type of stimulation and others, and this trend will continue. Gen Y kids, the lifelong learners, they are coming through now. We have to modernize our approach to teaching Irish, to help it not just to become more widespread, but also to make it more attuned to the modern lifelong learner. Our students have changed radically, says Mark Prensky, who was he's an educator and a visionary. Today's students are no longer the people our education system was designed to teach. He also mentioned in this article, Engage Me, that kids are actually not, they have an immense attention span when it comes to internet surfing and to their games, movies and music online. But more and more, he says, they just don't tolerate the old ways, and they're enraged and are doing better by them. I've got one site I would like to show you, which is aimed at high school kids. It's Avaliat. It was launched in 2008. You can actually go in with guest access, but it's used in conjunction with the Department of Education and Science. It was run as a pilot scheme. Probably made more popular, it's more well known because it's been sort of an initiative spearheaded by me and Des Bishop. And this side is Des Bishop. It's a number of topics organized into units. It offers audio material, games and assessments. Teachers can go in and set tasks over volume. Students go in and record their recordings that a teacher can review, mark online, and even leave audio feedback. It also allows for parental participation, so it's all coming together. This is where the high schools are going. Going back to our sort of hobby learners, there's actually Yakapaka is another one. It's another teacher sort of related side, but there's just so many which there's only so much time we have today to talk about. All these sites, and I would like to sort of linger the next few minutes on just a few of those sites that have either an element of or should really be thinking about introducing community. We have Ranana.com, it's the language arm of Bjelkultur. At the moment they offer a course for intermediate learners and for advanced, Chronos Psychoanalytics Accuracy course. Very grammar lesson focused and fantastic content in there. I went through their sample course there about Deutsch Chronicle, so it would be a place of living, and it was all, it went through the emotions and people talk where they live. And I think what really they should be thinking about is a more visible facilitation. There is a forum in there, but not really now stop and post about your place of living. And if you do that, well, you start planning about building a community. I know now that Johnny is from Chicago and lives a little bit outside. I can talk about my black stump place that I live. So this is something they should really, they're so close, you know, they're so close there before the related to Rangana.com is Club Liaua. It's probably more for the intermediate to advanced people. It's basically an online book club. It's a shame that you have to buy the book they're discussing. You actually have to have bought from their site, otherwise you're not part of it. I think they limit themselves a little bit that way, but it's a great idea. We also, this is a new one. It looks a bit bare bones still. The site behind it is actually quite old. It's started off in 1999 under Old Fossa, language tuition, providing grammar lessons, and they've just moved to an online format, which, as I said, they're probably still working on things. This makes me happy. It's built on Moodle. It's an open source course software that really facilitates interaction. So they have a lot of potential there if they choose to use it and if they start ramping up the facilitation and just the visibility and so on. As a community online, the standout performer at this point, it goes to the Philo-Celtic Society. Yes, they were based and they started in America in 1872 in Brooklyn. Spread throughout America over the next 20 years, and today they are online and they conduct classes online, and they're all actually, it's free. They have a certain intake around about this time of year, always based on a textbook on progress in Irish and Protestantship, and that facilitation that really aids that the teacher can sort of sit down tasks because they all start at the same time. It's not an asynchronous process where people just come in as they feel. It's a set starting date. When they're locked off doing their classes, then it generates a lot of emails. So if you sign up for them, just don't complain to me. You get lots of emails. But there's a lot of emails floating around all year, and it really aids. I think it builds sort of a community. You start getting to know these names, even if you've never met these people. At the moment, I think there's about 1,200 members in this, in their online, in those Yahoo groups. But to summarize, distance learning is not a radical new idea. None of the concepts we have today is, there are genuine pedagogical innovations, whether that's online learning or online testing. So that's as old as the hills, but it's just a start. So what's about to happen, and this is a fast-moving sort of area, as personalized learning environments, and it will be an architecture where you as a learner choose what you want. So then you personalize your environment and build really your own appropriate learning environment. Some of you might be familiar with widget technology. If you have an iPad, that's basically what's happening there at the moment. And e-learning could soon look like this. That's visualization. Okay, it's not happening, but it's just a little dream world. So we have our e-books, we have our widgets for dictionaries, Rangana.com, and very important online learning. That's to me always a big one, whether it's chat or any of those. So video blogging, we will be seeing a lot of technologies emerge in the next few years, like speech synthesizing. Something I think Rosetta Stone is doing already. I'm not sure. You speak in and it actually reports back on your accuracy in pronunciation. So we're going to find things like that online more and more. So what I would like to see happen is sort of almost like a type of eQuellTacht, a one-stop shop to offer resources that we have to date, to set up a space to essentially establish a worldwide online community that is united in their common interest in the language. Our eQuellTacht would be a virtual storehouse for information and learning material. And I know Eamon O'Hellison from Gwellnet.info is trying to set this up at the moment. And I do hope he's going well and he's receiving the necessary support and funding, more importantly. So some of these ideas might be a little while away. We could improve. There's still ideas that I think summer schools could run a blended sort of model where people come to the GWellTacht for a week or two and meet the cohort, the teacher, get to know the expectation, get the technology right, get their classes, and they go home to Washington or Wagga Wagga and continue with their studies and have a name there to a teacher and also have a ready-made community. Emerging technologies are going to become increasingly important tools in Irish language, not just to keep up the demand of geographically dispersed learning community, but also with the expectations of Gen Y. I experienced in my professional life there's a lot of willingness to embrace this type of online learning, and I think it's now a matter of working on systems and networks to cater to these demands. We need discussions around Ceann and a GWellTacht to evade, so what can a GWellTacht be in the 21st century, and work with stakeholders, funding bodies and experts, that's language experts and technology experts, to set up quality sites. And it will be for online learning, e-learning today, m-learning, mobile devices learning tomorrow, and doing it well, that we can ensure a spread of Irish, continued healthy uptake by students in Ireland and really worldwide, and really ultimately ensure its cultural longevity. Thank you.
Then we have time for 2 or 3 questions.
I'm currently using a lot of online material from Scarlet, and we have groups that meet. They're really more social. You do very little learning in the group meeting, but it motivates us then to use materials. But the problem I have with both books and online is it's very largely visual, even though there's some good auditory text. You can listen to what you don't get around the language. So you end up being able to read it, but you still can't speak it. Which are your opportunities where you get to talk to someone else listening, rather than you listening to other people or reading.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the internet and books schools is going to provide. This interface isn't a substitute, repeating things isn't a substitute for conversational skills.
I don't think the limitations of the technology is how people use it. So because we have those, we can do podcasts, and look, the universities are setting up for that all the time now to put their lectures online. And I think the limitation isn't with the technology, it's not creating the most out of it. So, but I agree with you. I'm the same. I need to hear it.
Any other questions?
Like I suggested, Overlap is a very good university Maynooth site. Not Overlap, the Over.ie. It's the, I'll call it accent, but it's still a very good start. It's a read word, and they don't know how we even approach pronouncing it.
Yes.
And I quite like that. Of course, they're going to expand.
They're working on other
dialects,
correct, yeah. It's a fantastic site, yeah.
But the Conrad and Guelgo model is, you know, the Circle Cora, the circles of conversation, which I think, and in fact they have a little, in their latest newsletter, they have a saying, it's 2 is enough. You don't need a circle, 2 is enough. And in fact, when you're a learner, I think as a learner, from an Australian point of view, it's much easier for me to have a conversation there because you can see, like, and understand, rather than being in a group situation, actually. As you get better,
that would be one of my future sort of hopes, that we have a little, almost like a dating service online. But I want to get a peer, I feel quite confident, or I want to get some mentor type person. But just to put the ideal, like a dating match, that technology is there too. We just need to go and repurpose it for language, really. So,
is this the answer to stop the decline of the Celtic language? Is it ideology?
I would hope so.